Let's continue. Evaluate different prevention and mitigation strategies employed by government agencies, local communities, and individuals. Apply disaster preparedness principles to propose practical strategies that reduce risks from geological and hydrometeorological hazards. Introduction to hazards. The Philippines is highly vulnerable to geological hazards arising from Earth's processes. For example, earthquakes, volcanic eruption, landslides, and hydrometeorological hazards caused by weather, climate, or water processes. Its location in the Pacific Ring of Fire and the typhoon belt of the Western Pacific makes the country prone to frequent and severe natural hazards. Types of hydrometeorological hazards in the Philippines. Tropical cyclones, bagyo, strong rotating weather systems characterized by heavy rains, strong winds, and storm surges. Risk, destruction of property, loss of life, flooding, and agricultural damage. Example, Typhoon Yolanda, Haiyan in 2013, one of the strongest recorded in history. Ipo-Ipo, tornadoes, small but violent rotating columns of air extending from thunderstorms to the ground. Risk, destruction of houses, crops, and injuries to people. Occurrence, though rare and short-lived, they occur in flat and open areas in the Philippines. Thunderstorms, localized weather systems with lightning, thunder, heavy rainfall, and sometimes hail. Risks, flash floods, lightning strikes, and damage to infrastructure and health risks. Coastal storm surges, sudden rise of sea water caused by strong winds and low atmospheric pressure during cyclones. Risk, coastal flooding, submersion of communities, saltwater intrusion, and displacement of residents. Heat waves, extended periods of unusually high temperatures often linked with El Nino events. Risk, health issues, heat stroke, dehydration. Agricultural losses, power shortages due to high electricity demand. Risk assessment, exposure, identifying which communities, resources, and infrastructures are at risk. Vulnerability, determining which populations are more likely to suffer losses. For example, coastal communities, informal settlers. Capacity, evaluating resources and strategies available for response. For example, evacuation centers, early warning systems, prevention and mitigation strategies, government initiatives, Pag-asa, issues storm bulletin, flood warnings, and heat advisories, pillbox, monitors, volcanic and seismic activities. NDRRMC coordinates disaster risk reduction and management nationwide. RA 10121, the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010. Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, Preparedness, and Resilience. Community and local government strategies. Construction of evacuation centers in safe zones. Conducting disaster drills and community awareness program. Local early warning systems using sirens, text alerts, or community messengers. Engineering solutions, sea walls, dikes and floodgates to protect against storm surges and floods. Drainage improvements in urban areas to minimize flash floods. Wind-resistant housing designs in typhoon-prone areas. Personal and household preparedness. Emergency go bags with food, water, medicines, flashlight, and important documents. Family evacuation plans and communication strategies. Prepare waste disposal and drainage maintenance to avoid clogging during heavy rains. The Philippines' unique location makes it vulnerable to frequent and severe geological and hydrometeorological hazards. However, risk can be reduced through scientific monitoring, effective governance, community participation, and individual preparedness. By combining prevention, mitigation, and adaptation strategies, Filipinos can strengthen resilience against natural hazards. Practice problems for our quarter 4 Space Science Lesson 8. Assessing risk and mitigation strategies for geological and hydrometeorological hazards. Number 1. Explain the difference between a tropical cyclone and a thunderstorms in terms of formation and potential risks. So given tropical cyclones and thunderstorms are atmospheric disturbances required, explain the difference in formation and potential risks. Solution: tropical cyclones form over warm ocean waters with organized low pressure systems. Thunderstorms form from localized convective activity. Risks: cyclones bring strong winds, flooding, storm surges. Thunderstorms bring lightning, localized rain and wind. The final answer: tropical cyclones are large, long-lasting storms with heavy rain, high winds, and storm surges. Thunderstorms are smaller, short-lived storms that cause lightning and localized flooding. Number 2. Describe the factors that increase the risk of coastal storm surges in low-lying communities. So we are given low-lying coastal communities. Required: identifying factors increasing risk of storm surges. Solution: factors include low elevation, high tide, shallow coastal shelves, and loss of natural barriers. Final answer: coastal storm surge risk increase in low-lying areas due to high tides, shallow waters, and absence of protective vegetation. Number 3. Identify at least 3 hazards associated with heat waves and their impacts on human health. Given heat waves occur during prolonged high temperatures. Required: identify at least 3 hazards and impacts on health. Solution: hazards: dehydration, stroke, heat exhaustion. Impacts include hospitalization, fatigue, and even death in vulnerable populations. Final answer: heat waves can cause dehydration, heat stroke, and heat exhaustion, significantly affecting human health. Number 4. Discuss how deforestation can increase the severity of floods during heavy rainfall events. So we're given forested areas are cleared. Required: discuss impact on floods. Solution: trees absorb rainwater. Deforestation reduces water retention, increasing runoff and flood severity.